going on. So the NBA, ESPN is at it again. There's the 74 greatest NBA players, and most of that list is comical. I mean, they want to throw Jordan and LeBron James. They have a political and they have a commercialized agenda here. They're two of the greatest, but they're not the greatest to me. I am I am so tired of why it has to be so centralized. Everything has to be so centralized, not taking consideration decades and eras. It's more important to say people of a particular time. You can't really say that this person is definitively because 20 years makes a difference. Like 20 years ago, Shaquille O'Neal is the GOAT. And I say that without reservation because he was dominating, he terrorized the league, and he's the last three-peat finals MVP after Jordan. Think about it. His dominance. And they only got him number 10. And I'm like, come on now. Shaquille O'Neal, the guy that they changed the rules for, that you use 24 fouls, you hack a Shaq, you flopped, you acted, you couldn't call fouls on him. You ain't seen another. They talk about LeBron speaks to me how dominant. You ain't seen no one like Shaq. Shaq was far more dominant than LeBron. To me, it ain't even close because LeBron does perimeter. He cried because he don't get no foul, but he spends a lot of time trying to emulate Steph Curry, trying to shoot parking lot threes as opposed to getting in that box because that's where he's more effective, going to the hole, his strength, his bread and butter. He played his best in Miami when he would go to the box. I remember that Boston's playoff game, if you remember what I'm talking about. But he likes to cast and be cute and pretty out there, whatever. So, Kareem always should be higher. Bill Russell should be higher. Wilt Chamberlain. I mean, you can't sit there and just throw things out there like that. You really just can't, you know. And they got Isaiah Thomas way too low. I looked at that thing and then I saw some contemporary names. I'm like, Anthony Davis ain't one of the 74 greatest. Who are you kidding? Why is Dwayne Wade lower? He should be higher. I look at like, what are you basing it on? Damian Lillard's considered one of the 74 greatest? Interesting. James Harden getting all this love. See, the numbers have manipulated a lot. Now, Russell Westbrook, triple-double threat. But Steve Nash was ranked higher than Isaiah Thomas? Are you kidding me? He stole one MVP, or should at least had a co-MVP with Shaquille O'Neal, but no one sits around debating Steve Nash as that high ranked. Allen Iverson was a cultural, impactful player with the NBA, and he went to finals and league MVP, but he ain't nowhere in Isaiah Thomas's neighbor area code overall for body of work. Great talent, great player, and I'd put him on the list, but he ain't no better than Isaiah Thomas, and neither is John Stockton. And we're gonna start this whole dream team thing again because this is what they're doing, and it's a lot of buddy, hi. Magic and Bird, of course, they're top 10. That's not even for discussion. Now, asking me who I think is the better player, because that's always a hard one to flip. Magic's style and impact was more important, but I think Bird was the better player. But I thought Magic's style and impact, what he did, was Showtime. I love that. Still my favorite type of basketball. Between seeing that and what Golden State did, that's kind of basketball I like to watch. Oscar Robinson should be in the top 10. I think Oscar Robinson, if I was switching top 10, I put Oscar Robinson top 10. I take Kobe out. I don't think Kobe merits that. And I sure as heck, but I understand they pairing him with Shaq on the bottom end. Tim Duncan, the forgotten one. And someone brought up a good point. They was talking about, Steph Curry, Durant on the outside. They're going to move up. Both of them. Careers, trajectory, impact, because when it's all said and done. So what is your real criteria for always having these things? I think that you can go between about 15 players deep, like if you were having a squad and say these are the greatest, and leave it at that. But to have one person over the other, because I don't feel Jordan and Kareem got the same amount of rings, okay? Bill Russell got more of them. And I don't want to hear because he played against white dudes or people short and all that. Your dominance is your dominance. It's your era. Respect people's eras and stop trying to use something as a different criteria. Now, LeBron James been to 9 finals, right? 3 and 6. But he got the same amount of rings as Steph Curry, and only one more than Kevin Durant, and one more than Kawhi Leonard. And there ain't a big gap. I mean, his overall body of work, if you're putting points, rebounds, assists. But then again, when you're talking about, depends on what your criteria is. Durant's got multiple scoring titles. Durant beat him twice in his career. What's your criteria? Steph Curry, they camped out in the finals. So what's your criteria? Again, you got to break it down by eras and times. But a lot of times when I look at these lists, I'm like, what are you trying to sell exactly? And are these guys really considered all-time greats? Especially some of them who ain't done jack. I mean, I'm talking about, you know, I'm glad to see Charles Barkley up there. 20, he deserves it. Karl Malone, Moses Malone, that's an interesting flip. The guys who really did something, I can see it. But you got some guys who are getting a pass who really didn't, who ain't really even, let alone been MVP or had postseason runs or something. I'm looking for something that sticks. A lot of times this is just fanboying. That's all I see. But anyway, that's my thoughts and takes about the NBA's ESPN's top 74 greatest NBA players ever. Good. Well, who's your picks? Who would you take? Hit the like, subscribe, and the bell rings in the video. Wash your hands, keep your mind clear, watch out for one another. And stop letting the media always dictate all of these things because they're trying to push an agenda. And to me, it doesn't add up. They're always trying to sell you on something. Respect all ears of it. I'm out.